Memorandum of Record re-establishing mens rea's Whitebridge Board misconduct from Riccardo G. Capone, date May 19, 2025, to File Court Division on Civil Rights, Legal Counsel. Subject: demonstrating mens rea in the actions of Gloria Damiani, Diane Kulesa, and other Whitebridge officers. This memo formally asserts that the ongoing retaliatory actions taken against me by the Whitebridge Condominium Association were not acts of negligence, misunderstanding, or clerical error. They were deliberate, they were sustained, and they were executed with full awareness of their harm. In legal terms, this is mens rea, the guilty mind, the intent behind the acts, the internal decision to pursue a course of conduct despite its illegality, cruelty, or consequences. Definition and legal context of mens rea. Under both New Jersey civil and federal disability law, patterns of retaliation, denial of access, and procedural manipulation can be evaluated not just for their impact, but for the intentional conduct behind them. Mens rea distinguishes between an honest mistake and a calculated abuse of power. The individuals in question, most notably Gloria Damiani, former president of the association, and Diane Kulesa, current board president, have engaged in a multi-year pattern of behavior that demonstrates willful malice and premeditated obstruction. Behavior demonstrating mens rea. Gloria Damiani authorized or benefited from the use of association funds to improve her personal garden, enhancing property value prior to her sale. Relied on legal counsel with personal ties, Gary Zangala, to intimidate and suppress dissenting residents. Approved fines and legal threats against me, while refusing to engage in mandated alternative dispute resolution. Fled the state and transferred board power through appointment rather than election. Circumventing bylaws to retain proxy control via Diane. Diane Kulesa continues to issue fines and legal threats while denying me reasonable accommodation in defiance of federal disability law. Publicly harassed me in the presence of a witness, Joe Receipt, using defamatory language while I was engaged in peaceful activity with my service dog, Penny. Refuses to acknowledge or address the illegal lien on my property, despite clear payment records and multiple requests for correction. Lied about governance legitimacy, delayed elections, and suppressed transparency requests. These are not random or isolated events. These are strategic moves with malicious intent. They establish motive, pattern, and conscious decision-making, textbook evidence of mens rea. Why it matters. If this were a criminal matter, a prosecutor could show motive, control, financial gain, avoidance of scrutiny, opportunity, long-standing leadership, insider legal access, lack of oversight, behavioral consistency, retaliation, suppression of records, targeted legal action, use of surveillance, and procedural denial of rights. Even in a civil case, mens rea elevates the conduct from negligence to intentional misconduct and should factor into punitive damages, injunctive relief, and permanent disqualification from governance roles. Call to action. I'm not asking the court or any reviewing body to read minds. I'm asking them to read patterns, to assess the choices made by Gloria, Diane, and their accomplices over time, to recognize that they had many chances to do the right thing and chose instead to cause harm. This memo should be entered into the formal record to underscore that the damage done to me was not a byproduct of confusion, it was the product of intent. Signed, Riccardo G. Capone, 111 Quail Road, Malta, New Jersey, 08053. Plaintiff, civil action, insert docket number.